There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums.
Catch that.
There he is.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
I never hit record soon enough.
No.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. It is the
It is a new year.
it is a 2021.
COVID 2020 is behind us now.
Yep.
And it's all gone, right? So we're all,
Yeah.
everything's gone, and New Year, and no, got the vaccine, and everybody's good.
Yeah, sure.
I can hardly wait for the new flavor.
There's one brewing out west, I hear.
Yes. It's going to be a good one.
So this is another Pigs in South Bend.
Pigs in South Bend. There we go. We'll probably get a copyright and cease and desist now for using that from the Muppets.
Yeah, here we go. We're it's already
Are we okay now?
Our first COVID fuck up, I guess.
Well, yeah. It won't be my last.
Well, mic issue. Anyway,
I do what I do.
we're back and enjoying the new year 2021. Guys, Warren, Jerry, Patrick, Ryan, we're all together on. We did.
Hello,
did anybody do New Year's?
hello.
Did any of you guys do a New Year's? Did anybody party on New Year's? Because I didn't.
No, I went to sleep.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Low key for me.
Yeah.
My wife and I got a hotel room in Elkhart just
Oh,
to
that's
see
right.
4 walls that weren't our own.
Yep, you had some lucky dad, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I had just come back from Texas, so
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
self-quarantining basically
Yeah.
to be polite.
Oh, good.
You know,
Nice.
so I stayed home for like 4 or 5 days. So
Brian, I'm sure whiskey was involved at least.
do you remember?
A little bit.
Do you remember New Year's?
It was,
Quite-
no, it was pretty lame. Didn't do much.
What?
Quite po-
Lame?
Quite possible
Yeah.
bourbon was involved.
But
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Where were you?
yeah.
Were you guys together?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope. I was sitting quietly amongst myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, same
It was
here.
an odd year. It just
No,
everything
it just
Well, I played
played
hockey beforehand. I went over
Oh,
to
yeah?
Valpo and with my cousins, and we normally play up in Wisconsin. And due to COVID concerns, it's like, let's not put like 20 of us in the same building.
right.
And so they rented the outdoor rink in Valpo.
Oh, sweet.
And we played hockey from, 7:30 to 10.
Has
It
anybody?
was awesome.
Have you heard? Has anybody heard anything else? But NHL was talking about doing more outdoor hockey this year. More teams are talking about doing. Anybody? I haven't heard anything else about it.
Outdoor hockey.
I have not, other
Yeah.
than Red Wings released their schedule and their
Yeah.
everything. That's the only thing I know.
Okay. 'Cause I heard like
And I'm psyched.
there's a few teams that are talking about just doing outdoor hockey this year. which
Where are
is
they going to
cool
do
as
outdoor
shit.
hockey at?
Outside.
Well, yeah.
Fake ice.
Well, I mean,
Do they have a stadium, an outside outdoor stadium?
probably like
Well,
out-
yeah, if you just-
like Winter Classics.
Yeah,
but
just
more,
do a
more
few
of them.
somebody's. Yeah, I mean, hell, there's only what 50. How many games this year?
Obviously it's
fit-
shortened because
yeah.
it's starting
You're
in
gonna go-
mid-January.
You're going to go downtown where like all the couples and the kids skate and say, get off.
No, I'm.
We got to play hockey.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
late?
February.
Oh,
4th.
I was
Yeah.
thinking it was mid-January.
Yeah. No. Yeah. February
Boo.
now. They just got into practicing. So.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking
that'd
like
be
for
interesting.
the Red Wings, they could take over Comerica anytime they want, right?
Yeah.
And you got
Yeah.
social distancing by definition if you're in the stands, so they could have a crowd of 20,000 and be just fine.
Oh shit.
And we are going to the playoffs this year.
I don't
We're
think
due.
we. Yeah.
We're
I
due.
don't know. I'm excited, man.
Everything's coming
I didn't
together.
think I wasn't trying to think about it for this year, but I am pretty excited because I don't know. Eisman's already making a lot of good moves in the off season, and
They're definitely gonna be
Relevant.
Yeah.
for sure.
I agree.
For our listeners, this is a Blind Pig North show, so that's why there's hockey talk and other things going on.
That's
So
right.
you
Hey
won't
there,
normally
way up
hear it.
north.
The three Douglas brothers get together. It's all we can do.
Yeah, pretty much.
oh shit.
Okay,
Well,
now I lost part of my headphones.
Okay, yeah, you're right. This is a beer drinking show, so let's drink some beer.
What?
Uh,
I don't drink any beer anymore. I'm all whiskey now.
I drink a lot more bourbon lately. That's for damn sure. But you know,
I have been.
and I think that's part of the COVID thing is we can't go out as much anymore. We're not anyway. You shouldn't be. So beer is a social. It is a social drink. So
For sure.
I always think it
I
has.
don't-
Ben,
I'm
yeah.
at home
I mean,
drinking
no,
beer.
I have no problem drinking it by myself. Man, fuck you
I'm
guys.
drinking
all
more
right?
bourbon at home now. I'm a lot more bourbon.
It's funny. Your brother Ryan's the same way. Like we came over here, Jerry, over the about a month and a half ago. It says
Yep.
on a beer. He's like, I haven't had any beer in this house in weeks. And we looked out. It's all like stash of bourbon and rye and fine whiskeys.
Scotch.
Oh yeah.
And a
Yeah.
tear came to my eye.
But the way he said, I haven't had any beer in here in weeks, made it
Yeah.
sound like I can't get beer, I can't afford it.
The Belmont's around the corner.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's got
Walking
He's got a $200 bottle of scotch sitting there
a
going, oh.
spinny rack with about $4,800 of Kentucky's finest on it. I'm like, oh, all right. It's the world's smallest violin playing for you.
He's just, he's starving. It's
So what's his
horrible.
first beer? Because
So-
I've had one of these on my shelf for a long time, and I've never had it.
The nail, because I haven't had the nail series
he
yet.
calls it
but
the nail.
the rusty nail. Fremont, which I've had some now, it's just spectacular. Their stouts anyway are just phenomenal. I mean, they're
Phenomenal?
They're phenomenal. They're amazing.
So they're phenomenal and
Yeah.
economical?
Yes, absolutely. They're amazing. I haven't had the rusty nail yet. I've been bringing one. I told Warren before the show. I was like, I've had one coming here every Sunday for to have after Lions win this year, and
So you've had two.
so
Next year.
so the bottle's been unopened for quite a while. And then Warren popped in. Well, you got the 2017, right?
Right.
And I got the 2019. It's the rusty nail from Fremont. I don't know if anybody's had these guys yet. They're out of Seattle. Their stout series, everything I've had from them has just been absolutely amazing. So I'm excited to try the rusty nail.
So is this is this the pre-COVID one or the COVID one?
This is still pre. This is a
Is it 2017 or
19. This is
Oh.
a 19.
2019. All right.
Early 2019 so
Yeah. So this is an imperial oatmeal stout, and it's brewed with licorice, cinnamon bark, and aged in a bourbon barrel. So it should be a lot of.
Okay, so when they say cinnamon bark, I'm always curious because true cinnamon, which none of us actually know because that shit's expensive and apparently hard, is a true bark.
Right.
And then there's the
Well,
whatever the fake cinnamon that we all know and understand
it's
out
a
here.
cinnamon bark.
that's-
So
Is it just a
who
cinnamon
knows?
stick?
Well, the cinnamon comes through really well.
Yeah.
Sorry, is
No,
this barrel
the
aged?
aromas, it is.
It
Okay, I was
reminds
gonna
me
say.
of Hootapoo from Cigar City. How that cinnamon is like up front
Yeah.
and
Haven't
punchy.
haven't had that one. From Cigar City?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like their Dark Lord, their big
Okay.
stout that they released down there. But it's one of the first stouts that I had, the bourbon barrel aged one that had cinnamon as an adjunct. But you could really it would punch you up front, like boom, right in the kisser. Here's
yeah.
cinnamon. This is the same way. This is great.
You say huda poof?
Hoonapoo. Hoonapoo.
It's one of the Harry Potter houses.
Hey,
I
that was
believe.
one of the first stouts that I bought out of the trunk that somebody I knew who was like,
Okay,
yeah, I
good. You
went
knew
down
them.
there-
At least you knew them.
Well, he's like, I went down there to try to sell some to recoup my money, and I was like, hey, I'll buy one. And, I think it was $45, but I thought, all right, so cinnamon, it could fall off fast, but just with this thing, it punches you right up front. This is great.
It is. And I tell you what, it's a really dry back end bit. This is really nice.
That's
Yeah,
probably what
I
some
like,
of that oatmeal finish is.
Yeah, I like the finish.
That's
Yeah,
all
really
straight.
good.
That's straight
It's
oatmeal.
chocolatey oatmeal.
Yeah, I get a lot of oatmeal in that. Get the bourbon on the tip of the tongue.
It's very silky,
Oatmeal.
but it's not over sweet.
I don't really even get I don't even really get. It hasn't even
The
hit the
licorice?
back of my throat. I don't get the licorice. I can't taste the licorice at all. I think the bourbon. I think the barrel overpowers the licorice on that one.
I get the black licorice in there for sure.
Maybe I got to drink some more of it, but not off the first taste. I got no licorice off of that.
I don't get it. I
You know,
don't-
Pat brings up an interesting
think
point.
it's-
What's the difference between the cinnamon stick that we all think is like
Yeah.
the swizzle stick that everybody uses,
Right.
versus cinnamon bark?
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about.
and are they actually using real cinnamon bark? That
right?
would be-
Because that stuff's expensive and hard to.
well, this stuff isn't
Yeah.
cheap.
No.
What does this run a bottle ish?
I think the rust. I think they were like 35, weren't they?
Okay, all right, so it better fucking be real.
Yeah.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, I think
Bark,
And-
skin of cinnamon person. I don't care what it is.
yeah, I think
Cinnamon verum is the true cinnamon, which is
the
native
true
to
cinnamon.
Ceylon. What you? Oh, Ryan's been wondering why there was someone in his driveway. I guess he got more vinyl because you need more.
It's the Fuji's, the Score vinyl. I got it. It's here.
Good Lord.
Good lord.
I shan't cast a stone.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what they
What's
use.
the ABV
That
on
is
this?
really, really nice.
It's got to be at least running an 8, maybe a 9.
I would say it's got to be at least.
It's got to be at least
nine
8 or
or
9.
nine.
It's
Yeah.
pretty sweet and syrupy.
If it's running about 35 a bottle.
This is 13.9.
Okay, that's a little more than 9.
All right.
That's actually then I'm surprised because it's not as
you
sicky
don't-
sweet
no.
as it should be for a 13.
Very silky,
we've
but
gone through
the
on
oatmeal.
that.
But yeah, I don't get the definitely not getting an overpower.
And it's funny, we're drinking these out of these mini solo glasses, but if you swash it around a little bit, it has that imperial lacing that all those super
Oh
thick.
dear God, yeah.
Where just that viscosity just sticks to the side.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
This is that beer where you wake up the next morning, you're like, shit, I got rings on the coffee table. I'm going to have to really massage these out. You move the glass, it sticks a little bit.
Rings on the toilet bowl.
Yeah, right? That's always the worst, where you're like, yeah, I got really heady, went down to the cellar, pulled something super expensive, and only drank half of it, just wasted.
Why do you think Ryan keeps a tablecloth on this table now?
Right? Oh, yeah.
I don't think. I'm pretty sure under here there's a lot of our beer stains from previous shows.
Fremont,
man.
because beer matters. I agree. This is absolutely delicious.
So what else do they make?
Where are they out of?
You said Seattle,
Seattle.
right?
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Because you bought one and you got one too, though, didn't you?
I actually have quite a few of the. They have a
Rusty
beef
Nails?
series that comes out every year, but the Rusty they only have one of. But they have another series that comes out every year, another stout series. But everything I've had from there has just been phenomenal, awesome.
Nice.
So they're stouts. I don't know what else they make. I don't know if they do. I mean, obviously they make everything, I'm sure, but their stouts are, I think, kind of worldly known now, and they're getting big in the game. So, and I see why. This is awesome.
Plus, you see that red wax, and you're like, okay, this must be expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But yeah,
That's the king's wax.
it's all marketing.
Oh, dude, I know.
No, shan't open it. It's the king's.
Oh, I know it's marketing, but
Yeah.
I'm that idiot that falls for all of that. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
ooh, hard to get. People are in line for it. Fucking sign me up. Where do I go?
This bottle shaped all funny. That's got to be good.
Oh, I know, right?
But if you're
It's
gonna
a
sell
vodka,
it,
but it comes in a crystal skull.
if you're gonna sell her, it's not.
So
it's
it's
still
worth
it's not bad having
$100.
the wax on there. It's better than having just the seal.
True. I
So-
mean, for a sellerable beer,
Yeah,
if you're
right,
gonna,
and
yes,
it's
that's
a-
definitely the way.
right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I know why they do that on
Right.
some of them.
But if you guys,
But there are other places. There are other beers they've had that there is absolutely no fucking
Exactly,
reason to
yeah.
put a fucking wax cap
Right.
on that motherfucker.
But have you also had any beer without a wax top that's gone bad in your cellar?
No.
I've never really kept anything hardly
I
that
don't know
long.
if
I know they were cleaning out Fiddler's the basement. Geez, this is like a couple of years ago, and they found, and my wife was working there at the time, gave it to me. It was a bottle of Rogue, but we looked it up and found out it was a 2009 and it had been down there, no wax, nothing, uncared for, just shuffled around for
A stout?
a decade.
Yeah.
It was just it was a strong ale.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Tasted great. It was like the top of the cap was a little rusty, had nice
Sure.
patina on it, but there was still carbonation. It tasted great. I thought,
Nice.
I love reading about
yeah.
the ones where people are like doing home renovations and all of a sudden they're finding, pre-prohibition, frickin' or prohibition era, just frickin' bottles just stuffed
Yeah.
places. It just make my house is from 1958, and I kind of just keep one. Like I want to tear open some walls. Come on,
you should be the
there's
guy.
got to be
start-
something there.
You should be the guy that starts shoving bottles down there for the next whoever buys it next.
Might as well, yeah. It's sweet.
I found a whole case of Bud Light Platinum bottles stuffed in the drywall
There is-
of this house.
There is for the main bathroom in the linen closet. There's like a big piece of wood that is opened up to get to the piping and all that, but it's just dirt underneath. I actually could start stashing some shit in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
As a cold room.
Darn right. What a nice Easter egg.
It's a 48-year-old bottle of Jägermeister. Just stuff random, like really just boring.
Here's a 40-year-old bottle of McGillicuddy's cherry.
Yeah, like a squeeze bottle of Kessler. Like
Tonight
ooh.
we party, boys.
Well, we did that for like a good 5 years because we'd go up to Wisconsin every summer, Jordan and us, and we had a bottle of McGillicuddy's from like 5 years from when we first started going, or from when I first started going, and we just kept leaving it because we always had the same cabin.
Nice.
And so we just left it in a place where nobody could find it. And we drank that for like 5 years. God, it was awful. It was awful the first year.
The first
'Cause
time
nobody should have
so
McGillicuddy's
fun,
ever.
And before the show started, we were talking about the Jägermeister machines,
Yeah.
and the first time I ever saw a Dr. McGillicuddy's like Jaeger chilled machine up in the UP at a bar in Sault Ste. Marie, I thought, is this necessary? Who's
I
making
know.
this?
Who's drinking that much McGillicuddy's?
I like a chilled shop, but I also like to come in at $1.85.
I would think I was playing pool probably is last year before COVID and all that, but and the girls coming around the bar and oh, we got McGillicuddy shots. I'm like, whoa, no, 'cause she's just coming around with the shots though. It doesn't say what it is, and then I pick it up. What is this? Oh, it's McGillicuddy's grape. Fuck no.
McGillicuddy's grape. And we've all been to,
Something like that.
We
It
were all
was-
you're going out to the bars, you see like the hot shot girls, like the Jaeger girls,
Oh,
Bill,
fuck
like girls
yeah.
like then you see like the McGillicuddy's ladies. She's 47 years old. This is the third job she's worked today. Cigarette dangling out of her mouth.
For the kids. Her mustache is thicker than mine.
Yeah, I got McGillicuddy's grape or a Cool Mild 100. What do you want?
both.
God love her.
Hey, this is really for.
That is
I've
yeah.
never had this before. This
That's
is
a
really
for
great.
13. Again, not very. It's not sick. Sweet. It's
No,
it's
still keeping
spectacular.
that sticky. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Delicious. Yeah, and their other series I think is even superior to this. But so I don't know where the Rusty Nail comes in with their. They do another barrel aged series that's awesome. And
Call that the Rusty Sheriff's Badge one.
no, I don't think so.
It's a little nutty. I know it's horrible.
I don't get it.
Look at he's enamored. He's
No, I'm just like
he is all over this. Warren is
I-
all over
it's
this
delicious.
one.
Well, I got one of these. I think Ernie gave it to me, and I stashed it in my basement for I don't know, a year.
Ernie
year
or
and
the
a
beer?
You better go feed him.
half. But I put it down there. I thought, all right, I'm like, I'll dig it out and learn it. But I hadn't touched it since.
Yeah.
So it's fun to learn about this. But also, Tavor's a great resource to get.
Yeah.
Like otherwise,
Good God, they are.
You're not going to find this
No.
on a shelf out here
Yeah.
anywhere.
No.
I've been horrible. I haven't ordered anything in a while. Just preoccupied with other stuff with my dad and all
Yeah.
that. So yeah, I haven't
Oh,
ordered
yeah.
a lot in a while. But yeah, man, you can get some great shit. And it's a whole lot. It's been hard to get stuff too, though, because if you're not on there right away, that shit's gone. Because
especially,
everybody's
October,
bored, stuck at
October,
home.
November, you had like minutes. And stuff was gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody was stuck at home and just buying shit.
But now it's this one. I think everybody's over because there's stuff that's been sitting on there. Anchorage had a stout on there. I couldn't believe it. Still, it was like
Really?
usually that stuff was on
Well,
there.
Anchorage goes you really quick usually.
It was like a week it was on there. I was like, holy shit! So everybody's just out of money now because
Yeah.
they spent their money, Christmas money.
Hey,
But October, November,
Checks coming in. COVID checks coming in.
Yeah, they're coming. Yeah.
No, my first stimulus check went to a wrong bank account. So did my second one too. So some fucking guys out there just living it up.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, I had to file some sort of paperwork after that first round, but
Wow.
it might be this time next year before I even see
I'm
any
pretty
of it.
sure
Oh,
mine's
Jesus.
pending because there's a deposit
Oh,
for
I
like
know.
$500
Yeah.
on my bank that's still pending.
Oh, no.
I'm guessing that's it.
Every dick who's got one is like, "Oh, I got my stimulus." My brothers are all like, "I got my stimulus money." I'm like, I didn't get anything.
I got a rock. Here's Charlie Brown of stimulus.
Wow. Like, if you count my wife, you guys owe me like
Good grief.
$3,600 now. That's a lot of Tavour, you guys. But that's fine. I guess I'll just do without.
I'll just go to the liquor store and get more.
Yeah,
on my
right.
own. Although up here you usually get pretty, because you travel a little bit, so you're usually getting good stuff on your own even without the Tavour.
Yeah,
Aren't you?
Yeah, we have a couple of really great bottle shops in
Yeah.
town. One of them is Citywide downtown. Shameless plug. But the guys that work at Citywide, they have their own YouTube channel where they do like cocktail tutorials.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they have a little bar set up. Ryan and I were talking about this earlier, where they do like a rep will come in from like 450 North was there one night.
Gee, why are we doing a show in Ryan's house?
Jefferson Whiskey? But it's
That's not a bad idea. We should do that.
You guys
hey,
know people.
No, I bet you money we could, because there's a place you could do it down there. But
Right.
but their selection, they've got there's the main room with all the whiskey, the bourbon, the wine. Then there's a beer cave, which is probably from here to the other end of Ryan's
Yeah.
house. It's giant. They built it on. It's this big historic building. On the other wall is a bar called the Lepper, which is a great craft beer bar. They have great wood-fired pizzas, tons of food. But for the longest time, they just sat vacant. It was like an old furniture store from 50
really?
years
Is
ago.
that section like the old video store with the beaded curtains for
Right.
the room you're not supposed to go
Right,
into?
right. What you went into anyhow, just took a peek. You're like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But they get
The
great.
sticky room.
They get stuff from Who Farted. They get stuff from 450 North, and they get stuff from Windmill. Stuff
That
that, like,
450 North is a big. I don't want to go there on that one. That
so
one's
it's a
hard.
point of contention. I know for a
Oh,
lot
it's
of
a
people.
horrible point of contention
Yeah.
in Indiana.
People love it. People hate it. Like,
Yeah.
they're haters. but it's all. But
yeah.
it's nice because every once in a while stuff will wind up there, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh shit. And I don't know what kind of relationship they have with Barehands, but they always have like the best, most current, freshest Barehands
really?
offerings. Same goes for 18th Street. And I got
Yeah,
a
nice.
I got a chance to go out to 18th Street over the holidays, and you forget.
Did you go to which one?
Gary.
Gary. Okay.
Yeah, this is like the small
The
tap
small.
room.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is. I mean, you're in a college town surrounded by good breweries, anyways. That
Yeah.
aren't too far off. So it only makes sense to have some of that.
But there's that, and
Good
then,
stuff.
then there's the Belmont over on 23 by the Linebacker that also has an incredible selection. But it also sucks because you go to the other bottle shops in town around the area, even some cases on the same street, you're like, fucking Coors, all right. Deal with
Banquet.
that. Yeah. There's a Belmont on the west side that literally, like, Oh, you got Magnum dollar cans. Cool,
Sweet.
I bought a Cafe Death $36 4-pack at the other one, but I'll take this.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're pretty fortunate where we're at, and also because geographically where we're at, Three Floyds isn't too far away.
Yeah.
Indiana's a long state with some really strong brands. The same thing for Michigan.
Yeah.
Shorts now, they're not Michigan only; they sell down here, so you can pretty much get whatever you want. But you also you guys all have beer nerd friends in other states that aren't so lucky.
Yeah.
Zombie Dust is a big deal.
Yeah.
God.
Has anybody the Floyds? They're shutting down the tap room? I heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Which one?
not to get conspiracy theory on you, but
No, let's do it.
all right. So
Because
I think deep down that this whole COVID shutdown has given a lot of smaller businesses an excuse to do something they were meaning to do otherwise, but maybe the public relations wouldn't favor them so much. When you look at Three Floyds, you roll into that business park, you visit them many times. Their brew pub's amazing. The food was incredible. It's always a fun time.
Yeah.
Ryan, you and I have been there countless times and had a ton of fun. Food's always incredible. But given the percentage of what they do in that tiny brew pub versus what goes on in that warehouse behind it, and then now with the distillery next to it, that has to be not a loss leader, but they're not making as much money in that square footage as they are the rest of the operation.
Sure.
So
Right.
I think that, because they shut down, and then when Indiana started opening up again, they said, we're going to be closed indefinitely. And finally they said, we're done. I think this just gave them an excuse to just do it.
Yeah.
Get rid of things? Yeah.
Yeah, because this,
I think not even just small businesses, large companies are doing that
Yeah.
too. They're realizing,
Oh, yeah.
hey, we don't really need a 9,000 square foot office for all these
Right.
people. We can
Right.
really, honestly, a lot of these people could do it at home, and we can save
Yeah.
money. We can
Yep.
do all, and so they can use that to break leases, or not renew lease coming up, and just cut the fat.
yeah, and
Cut the cost lines that are there.
And we don't know
Yeah.
what Three Floyds was paying the city of Munster as far as taxes
Yeah.
to have a liquor license to sell on site and consume on site.
Yep.
So if they're like,
extra liquor license.
yeah, we can get rid of this $150,000 liability, cut these salaries, move these people around.
sell that liquor license to
Yeah.
someone else who wants to use it while we've got what we need from distribution
Yeah.
and other pieces. Yeah.
And COVID, and since they've opened the brew pub, when they opened that brew pub, they were not the Three Floyds they are today. This is like
Right.
20 years
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
They were still small.
Yep.
So
Well, you
now-
remember-
And you need that for that hometown feel to get that name brand out,
Oh, yeah.
get that
Yeah.
name recognition, get that community involvement stuff. And if you're expanding out bigger like that, then there's a point at which you don't really need that little brew pub anymore.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
can just be on tap at every other bar around town already.
Well, and you guys have been to
Right?
like Founders and Bell's and some of those larger, those
Yeah,
big.
right.
Like if you look
Right.
at the square footage of Three Floyds brew pub versus
Yeah.
the size of their operation, it was there was a lot of that's disproportionate.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And we were sitting there. I think we were on our way to Chicago, and we weren't. I think you were starting to click. The ones when Zombie Dust was huge,
Yep.
and the guy there was the lineup before. I was like a 2-hour line before they even opened, and then that line never stopped. And we got in and sat down, and that you were clicking when people were coming to that window, and everybody was ordering Zombie Dust cases.
yeah.
Cases
And it was just
cases.
I don't even. We were there like an hour. I remember you had tallied how much money at least an average of how much money we thought went through that door. But
Exactly.
it was
And
outrageous.
And obviously, I don't have the number, but exactly, Brian. It was like, oh my God, when you start thinking about, and that's a turnover.
Yeah.
And they're,
Turnover. turnover.
Yeah.
Case.
And
Yeah.
$80,
Yeah.
$90, 110.
Yep.
And it's just like you talk about a cash tree.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I remember being at a liquor store in Fishers, probably 2010, 2011, when I had moved back. Or no, sorry, somewhere in there when it moved back up. And I remember because Zombie Dust was.
If you don't
big.
know the year, this whole story is invalid.
But I remember being in the liquor store and kid comes in. He's like, "Do you have Zombie Dust?" He's like, and the guy behind the counter is like, "Yeah, but I got like 40-person wait list." And then the kid goes to his girlfriend. Well, let's go check Marsh. They've got to have it. And I'm just and even I knew back then. It's like I was just giggling. I'm like, yeah, right. Marsh has it, right?
But that's one of the more nostalgic craft beers for us, at least
Yeah.
here, is because
funny.
when I first moved to town, it was 2010, and like 2010, 11, 12, you were only allowed to buy, if you could get some, 2 bottles. Like,
Yep.
you were
Yeah.
not going to get a
Yep.
6-pack. You could
Yep.
get 2, and then if you knew somebody, maybe you could get 4. But now you see it's canned now.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, you're like, I'm gonna buy some zombie dust because it's fresh and it's good.
Nostalgia. It's become the Mickeys of the craft generation.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? It's nostalgia.
Yeah, but it's still good.
It is still good.
It's good. There are better out there now, but you're like, I remember.
Hey, it was good marketing. It's a good beer.
Oh, yeah, it was a great marketing.
There's nothing fantastic about it, but it's a good beer. It's
It was
good
good for its.
but,
It was good
you
for
know,
its time
it
again.
was.
Before you
Yeah,
knew,
but
other
great
things came
marketing and-
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a great marketing job.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
no, you can't have it. Oh, that's the perfect marketing ploy. Sorry, we didn't make enough. Oh, really?
What about
Okay.
next month? I'm gonna get these 2 beers next month.
But now we do that with other beers for other breweries.
yeah,
It's
no,
like,
no.
I wait a year and I have 2 bottles, and hold on to them. I drink one a year.
Oh,
you
dude,
know,
like
and-
I'll maintain to this day, Dark Lord Day at Three Floyds is the beer release model that everybody else has used.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
hard. Like,
absolutely.
They were the first people to do like raffle lottery tickets.
Yep.
They were the first people to do like that Google Q thing where
Taxman, I think, uses that same
Yep.
basic
Yeah,
concept.
yeah.
A
Well,
lot of people do now. Yeah.
even Barehands in Granger does the same thing with some of
Yep.
their bigger holiday releases and like Double Tie Day. We're like,
Yeah.
they're gonna go live. You got to get them, and this is the way it is.
Yeah.
But and I know, Pat, going back to your point about marketing, like I'm a sucker for that shit.
Oh, yeah. I am too.
I'm patient zero. Like if it's hard to get, and I gotta do work to get it. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, I am too. There's like,
It
oh, look,
works.
there's a weird bottle. That's got to be good.
Yeah. Like I try to get Toppling Goliath.
Yeah. That's Pseudo Sue.
No, they did a lottery this year. They do a lottery every October.
No, but those are the guys who make Pseudo
Yeah.
Sue.
Yes,
And
yes,
but
yeah.
but they also make 3 of the top 5 rated stouts in all of the craft beer kingdom.
Yeah.
all of Christendom.
Yeah, there's Assassin, there's SR71, there's the Morning Delight, and I think it was the Assassin lottery they were doing. But in essence, if I had won, what I would have been signing up to do was driving from South Bend to Decorah, Iowa, which is like 8.5 hours, to buy one
Buy one beer.
$100 12-ounce beer and then driving all the way home. But I was like, I don't give a shit.
And then staring at it. in
I even
the
told my
seat
wife,
next to
I
you.
was like, look, we'll make a weekend of it. We'll have fun. You want to come with me?
No,
She's like,
Warren, this is why German shepherds cock their heads.
Yeah. Hey, to her credit, she was down, but as I was saying, I'm like, that sounds fucking nutty, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
He's got one of those. He's got one of those like air, he's got air bubble wrap all for the bottle just to make sure it makes it back.
Oh, yeah.
The fucker strapped in with
Slow
his
down.
seatbelt.
Slow down.
Like transporting a
45
heart for, reinsertion.
Hopstation here in town did a tapping of the Toppling Goliath Morning Delight. And
Did they
Oh,
really?
they did?
Yeah, it was like the third at the time, the third best stout
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
land, and it was incredible. But it was also like, that's good. Now I got to try the Assassin and the SR71.
It's like crack. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
and
here's a little bit.
And with some of that stuff, it gets hard to tell. Do you like that beer? Is it the beer that good, or is it just like all hype in your head? You're like, I got something no one else can have.
That is the nice part about some of that. Yeah, it's that. Yeah,
Well,
it's the dick swinging contest at
Yeah.
that point.
It's a
Exactly.
good plug because Hopstation is amazing, and they do. They get
Again,
so
up
many
north.
Great,
Again, this
Yeah.
is the up north thing.
So many great beers
South,
they get through
South
there.
Indiana has it too, but
Yeah.
surprisingly enough, up north, with everything around, you guys, South Bend's got a great market for all that shit.
Yeah, and
For sure.
the Stuber brothers did a great job with
Oh,
that,
man,
that bar.
amazing.
It was like they said, what's missing? Because there are little pieces of great craft beer bars
Yeah.
all over South Bend and Mishawaka. But these guys were like, all right, so what's lacking? And they found a way to combine it all into one spot, and it's affordable.
Yeah.
And if you follow them
Yeah.
on Untapped, and
Yep.
if you follow them on Facebook, you know when things are getting tapped.
Yep.
They do a ton of special releases, tap takeovers, but they do things with Toppling Goliath, with 450 North, with Windmill.
But their partnership is
Windmill,
good
yeah.
on that too. Is that
Yeah.
they're not they will take a small batch or a sixer and say, well, put it on tap, fuck it. They've got that relationship with a lot of places, or they'll just drive and get a sixer and bring it back and do what they got to do, and that's the nice part. They're not like, oh well, if I can't buy 3 kegs of it, I don't want it. No, it's like, okay, I'll take one because that shit's gonna sell it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and Casey and DJ are weird guys in that everybody in the craft beer community loves them.
Yeah, they should.
And when their parents
Bastards.
when their parents owned bleachers in Mishawaka, those two beer nerds engendered a lot of goodwill in the beer community. So when they stepped on their own, everyone's like, how can we help and support these guys? And they've done an amazing job. When COVID first hit and they were doing takeout only, you'd roll up there. Yeah, it was hard to spend less than $100 because you're like, give me, you're like Rodney Dangerfield
Yeah.
Cadillac or Caddyshack. Like, 2 of these, 3 of those, just orange balls.
Give me 100
That
of
is-
those. Give me them fuzzy balls. And
If there's
Yeah,
anything
you
that
know.
sucks about them is that there's too much there sometimes. You go there like, fuck, because they got,
Well, that's
like,
why
I
you-
want this one, I want that
that's why you
one. It's
can't
like-
spend less than $100.
Yeah, and because they do have so many great beers coming through there, and they roll them through, and you got to get there and get them. What else?
Yeah,
but
and
they
good marketing.
they always got great beers on tap, and it's
And the stuff
and
they-
it's not a it's a very the atmosphere is so cool and
Laid back.
laid
It's just
back,
laid
and
back.
you know it's great beers, but it's a more of a dive bar experience.
It's got that
low
local bar experience.
Yeah, low key.
And
No, I don't think
they-
it's awesome.
It's funny because they do a really good job with social media, but they don't really do much outside of that. But a lot of everything they do is because of word of mouth. Because
Yeah.
those two guys were like heads of the beer nerds community in Michiana. So I'll run in there on a random day and I'll recognize 10 people that I know because I've seen them at festivals. We've been at tastings and everyone knows everybody. So word gets out and suddenly this is the place we all convene at.
Yep.
So it's like walking to a real cool hipster Cheers.
And I'm
Yeah.
okay. And sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that it reminds me of kind of the when I used to travel a lot over to Europe. The cafes, one of the neatest things was that you would have high school kids, young couples,
I don't think there's any high school
middle-aged,
kids at Hopstation.
and,
But
no, I understand, and older people, of which I'm one. Is that I love that about Hopstation is it is just there's not a certain age. It's like there's old people like me in my 60s. There's the 40-year-olds. There's the
college
20
group in there.
Yeah.
And
all the mix, and it's very cool.
I've been in line waiting to get up to get a beer when it's packed in there, and you start bullshitting with people. Hey, what'd you
Yes.
drink?
Yeah.
What would you just have? What are you drinking now? What do you get next? And
Yeah.
you start talking about beer while you're in line.
I think
get
I
a
also
beer, so
I
it's-
think
it's
also
cool.
like they're okay with where they're at. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe they have plans. Maybe they want to expand and get bigger. Maybe find a bigger place and all that. But I think at least from their attitude, they're fine where they are.
But
They-
also
if they
well.
have the beer they have, they're making money to pay the bills and because that becomes I've talked about it before. There's a difference between being like, oh, I want to be the biggest, hugest thing in the world, and just having a career or something that you can have for years. It pays the bills. Yeah, you work hard, but there's a pride in that. You know, you go home, the bills are paid, you're getting money, things are taken care of. You don't necessarily got to grow above and beyond your means and overextend yourself. And I don't think they have. I hope not. And maybe they'll get a little bigger. Maybe they want to,
But
get
also
a new
like
space.
these are guys in their late 20s.
Right.
And it's like, shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
you
shit.
know-
I didn't do anything in my late 20s.
yeah, filthy bunch of tube socks is about all I can account for at that age. So, they're doing really well. But their
Makes me feel like a loser.
dude, their swag game is on point. The atmosphere is great. Like the buzz is fantastic. But and also they do a lot of tie-ins with the bottle shops in town and other craft breweries. They did a collaboration beer with Hoplore down in Leesburg.
Yeah.
So I mean, they get around, but they network really, really well.
Yeah.
Got
I'm
good
in my
bourbon
40s and still
selection down
filling
there,
tube
too.
socks.
What?
You got a real good bourbon
I
selection.
said I'm in my
down there.
40s and still.
Oh yeah, they
still
got
filling
It's
tube
not just
socks.
it's not just their beer selection too.
Wait,
As
oh,
Ryan
yeah,
was saying,
great
as Ryan
bourbon.
was saying.
Wait, they got bourbon, Ryan?
Fuck yeah.
They got all
Yeah,
kinds
they
of
got a
liquor
really
over
good
there.
bourbon
Yeah,
selection down there.
they got all kinds of liquor up on that shelf over on the wall.
Yeah, not just even the bourbon and the beer they have in that cellar, not just when on tap, but they have great beers on the wall that you can grab out of that fridge, and it's an amazing
Oh, yeah.
place. Let's take a break and get some more beer because I'm
Cheers.
thirsty.
Tip top.
Hi, this is Kelly from 18th Street Brewery, and you are listening to Blind Pig Confessions.
Aloha, Pasta Poi Mahalo. It's Kluck for the Jason and Kluck Show, and this is the Blind Pig Confessions here on the internet. www.whatever.
All right, what do you do?
Bernie just started a
We're recording. What are we doing? Oh, hey,
new job.
Bernie. How is Bernie?
Good. He just started a new job. He's working at a packaging plant, working 12-hour shifts.
What's he packaging?
Oh, in Elkhart?
Yeah.
You're on. You're live, man. What are you doing?
Oh, what
Well,
is
shit, are
this?
we on?
Live. So
You're
what-
nationwide.
Of course we are.
What is this?
Ew.
I don't know. We're back drinking beer. We were talking about
Corn.
some of our old days, and then watching the kids start drinking now, and it's a little scary sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, my brother Bernie he's 21 now, and my mom freaks out like he's drinking whiskey at 8 in the morning, and all I can think is, Mom, when I was that age, I was doing that, and a little bit of blow and heading off to work, and
No, that's your neighbor, Mom.
right. So but at 40, it doesn't make you concerned, but you have to stop and think, oh yeah,
We
dude,
used to do that.
I was a savage, like just party idiot.
Yeah. I had a late start on that. Mine, I didn't start till like 17 or 18 though.
No,
didn't really
neither
start
did
drinking.
I. I don't think I got drunk till I was 18, maybe 19.
Wow.
But I was in a small, farming community, really church based. Went to a religious high school. None of my friends did that, and then I moved out, and suddenly it was like,
Right.
let's get fucked up.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. I moved to Indiana and started drinking. Yeah. That's
Well, Indiana does that to a lot of folks.
Yeah, not much else to do.
well, when you move from Hawaii to Indiana in January, there's really not much else to do but drink.
No.
When you're the only guy with a tan in Indiana.
Don't feel bad, Pat. Same thing happened to Lewis and Clark. That's why they were late to St. Louis.
Oh, good. Speaking of St. Louis, this
Oh,
is
what?
This is a brew from
Is
St.
this
Louis.
a St. Louis? Oh, look at
good.
Jerry. Look
Jerry,
at
you
your
didn't even know.
segue.
Yeah.
Anheuser-Busch.
Holy shit.
Schooner go.
Yeah, this is
what do you know?
So we just passed around it's a Perennial ales,
That's very good.
Abraxas. This is it's a chili. Yeah.
Is this a
chili
pepper beer?
Yep. Chili pepper, cinnamon,
I love
vanilla.
this.
This is the 2020 Abraxas. And say again, you like this? Eh?
I really like
It
this.
smells amazing. I haven't tried it yet.
What's the
Give me that bottle.
I'm not getting much.
Because you can't
heat out of
read.
it.
what is it? The AP?
Well, it might be one of those build-up
Percentage.
ones.
No, those are
I don't know
the
yet.
Abraxas. That's no joke. That's some pretty good stouts.
Well, we were talking about taking a trip out through the Missouri area for some breweries at some point too. So
Yeah, you know what? A lot of stuff I've had from that area. I
Yeah,
haven't
real good.
cared for a lot of St. Louis craft beer.
ancho chili peppers, cocoa nibs, more cinnamon, and vanilla.
I'm not getting the pepper out of it.
So
No?
it's a lactose.
Whatever their mix
Got
is,
some
it
lactose
is
in it.
spot on.
11.5%.
This is just like, okay, January, I need to drink this. This is
I
great.
can taste the pepper, but I'm not getting the heat.
And that's okay. It's an ancho. It's not supposed to have a lot of heat.
It's
to
more
it. Ancho's
smoky.
got real. Yeah,
Yeah,
ancho's
yeah,
got
getting
Gosh, this is
a
good.
low Scoville on that one.
yeah, not 500,000.
What's the percentage on
Oh
it?
yeah, we were watching that. So
11 and a half.
have you watched any of these? We were watching it today on YouTube. Have you watched any of these? They're freaking hilarious. Well, they're pretty hilarious.
We'll have to get one of those.
Irish people drink. Like one of them was Irish people drink the strongest, the highest
Strongest,
proof, and
Right.
then they did Irish people drink a pepper
Spiciest.
spicy.
Yeah.
There was I can't remember where it was from, but there was was it a vodka?
Not, yeah, vodka. Yeah.
It was like 500,000
not hot
Scoville
enough or
units.
something like that?
Not hot enough brewery or distillery, yeah. And it was a 500,000 Scoville unit.
I said, do not drink as a shot.
Yeah, and they of course they drank it as a shot. all stuff that would look
ya.
well, like they did like, and they sampled like the Stoli pepper, and all of these things are more like ingredients in like a really good what's the Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
The things
yeah,
you would use if you like a
definitely.
really spicy Bloody Mary is really what they should be for.
So I'm getting the smokiness coming back.
Yeah.
On the back end.
Yeah.
Off the, I think that's what I get from the pepper.
Yeah.
The first stout I ever had that had
Definitely more
any
cinnamon.
kind of like chili in it, I thought, wow, this is going to either be great or terrible. 18th Street did a collaboration with Arizona Wilderness like 4 or 5 years ago. It had an ancho chili in it, and I bought one for my sister-in-law that wanted one. I bought one for myself, and I thought this might suck. But that smoky, that weird like green peppery smokiness that comes up at the end,
Yeah.
it works really well with the stout, which you wouldn't think.
Right.
Like it's one of those ideas on paper that like this sounds like shit, but
Yeah.
you drink it like
And the peppers, you've got to figure out the right peppers. Like we've had
Yeah.
the Mexican spice cake from Taxman that they've never brewed ever again. That was just phenomenal with that dark, thick, chocolatey kind of
Yep.
flavor, and those work. And then there's others, the Creeper, which is Carolina Reaper, but it's an ale, lighter side. You've got to find the right pepper. I still don't believe jalapeno belongs in any fucking beer. Unless it's a smoked jalapeno or something like that, but I despise the
Yeah,
jalapenos.
maybe smoke, but yeah, I
Always
just,
despise
there's
it.
a weird greeny
It's too green.
earthiness that comes out
All
that
too
just
green.
doesn't it doesn't work with me.
But I
don't
love
know.
pepper because I love pepper beers. I get that. I get the cinnamon. I get the cinnamon and vanilla right away.
Oh yeah.
And just that touch of smoky pepper on that back end,
Mm-hmm.
just that little bit, gives it a really good flavor. I mean, well, not completely, but reminiscent of the Mexican spice cake almost. I think
It's
they
the
could
same
put
style,
a
but
little bit
definitely-
more pepper in that.
Yeah.
And I think you'd get a much better
It's hard to
robustness to it
Hard
if
to
you got
beat
a
that
little more
Taxman.
pepper.
where'd
Yeah.
you come across this?
Tavour.
Okay.
So
All
that
right.
Tavour, I got a 3-pack. There's I got a 2019 and a 2020, and yes, and I think they're all a little bit different. I don't think they're all the same
'Cause-
Braxis, but
There's a handful of these Abraxas that are supremely hard to get that are traded for big time on the secondary market. Yeah.
oh shit, dump that back in the bottle.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Give it back. Give it back. I want to revise my review.
Son of a.
But no, this is great.
Cracker.
I love any stout where the things they say on the label are the things you taste.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and there have been some Three Floyds, a couple of ones, and various stouts over the years where like it's got this, this, and this, and you get none of it.
Yeah.
But you know when it says chilies, you get it.
Yep.
You get the
Vanilla.
Oh,
Cinnamon. Yeah.
So-
There was one we had. I think it might have been our last show up here that had like. There's like 30 ingredients in it, and you're like, yeah, I could taste all of those.
Yeah.
And you're just like, why did you throw? You just threw everything at it, and it's like, split that out, man. Make your variants. Find your core beer, and make your variants of it. That's what you do. Don't just throw the entire fucking kitchen sink at it.
But it'd be also nice to know, and getting deep into the brewing process, like we don't know, like everybody knows in their job how to cover a mistake. So we don't know what they're like. All right, this is fucking This is messed up.
Yeah.
How can we fix this?
Yeah.
If we add this,
Absolutely.
can we bring this flavor back a little bit,
Right.
even it out? So we don't know. I mean, this could have started something shitty, and they
Right.
brought it back.
Got it,
But
yeah.
and then that's something Ryan and I wanted to talk to you guys about later in the show, was about making a Blind Pigs beer here at Ryan's
Absolutely.
Yep.
house,
Plans are in
like a
motion.
BP North brew.
Yeah.
Ryan and I spent buku bucks on a brewing kit a few years ago and haven't touched
Yeah,
it.
it's been sitting back
I
there.
have
It's not even opened.
Mine's still sitting in my garage.
Yeah. But no, we need to do it. We need to just do it. We need to get together, throw out what we want to do first, and just do it. Make it
Well,
happen.
speaking of, we'll just make COVID 20 beer.
Hey.
COVID 21.
Yeah, this is really great.
Yeah, that's really nice. I haven't had a lot of St. Louis craft beers that I've enjoyed.
Hindsight is 2020.
Yeah, there you go. Hindsight is 2020. I like it. Look at him go. He talks up every now and then.
He's got the name down. Yeah, this is really good. And I like
Yeah.
that. Again, with the lacing on the glass, you could tell there's lactose. There's a little bit of thick in there.
Everybody
And I'm
likes a little.
surprised, 'cause
Everybody
Jerry-
likes a little
Jerry,
thick.
you like this one. You don't
The
like
ladies
you're
love
not-
a little
You're
thick,
a Miller
right,
Lite guy.
Warren?
You don't like a lot of heavy beers, but you do like
Correct.
this.
Yeah,
This is a good
I
stout.
this. Yeah,
We had two good stouts, man. These are
Yeah.
good. And we
Really good.
And we went to the deep end of the pool on the ABV right away. Why not?
Whoops. Well, I figure we got to begin and end with a nail. So
Well, yeah.
that's why we did it that way.
Nail in the coffin.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, these are both very great.
And I like when you get, like I said, we had that first one, the rusty nail with a 13.9 that you would not. You
Oh,
definitely
fuck
didn't
no.
get that.
Like I
out.
said, that's why I was going for 9 or 10 because
Yeah,
it was
that's-
not chewy.
So I thought it was in there.
Yeah, it's, anything about and below a 10 is usually not chewy.
Remember when you
Even when they fuck it up.
like when
Yeah.
you first started getting in craft beer, like you remember what ABV really wowed you?
Oh yeah.
Like I remember when I first tried Hop Slam, and it was like, this is a double IPA with honey, and it's fucking 10.5%.
Yep.
And you're like, face melter. How could
Oh,
I
yeah.
even handle it? Now you're like, I need a triple IPA that's double dry hop, clocks in at like 13.9.
Can you
I want a
all-
16-ounce can of it to the dome.
Can you also distill that for me real quick?
Yeah, see?
I need you to put it through your quick distiller so that we can thicken that up and give me a little higher ABV on it in my belly.
Or like when Bourbon County, like when 13.1 stout was like the biggest, the hottest, the baddest. Then you have some of the other ones out there that are like Speedway Stout or something from AleSmith. Like some of those are 17,
Yeah,
18,
yep.
Yeah,
19%.
I can't do those. I can't do that. Like Dogfish Head, like the 120, and I can't do it because it's just too chewy, and I can't. There's a limit. There's a point where I can't drink it anymore. But the high ABVs were good too for a little while there. But then I realized I'd rather have a 6.5%, 7% because I can drink 3 of those and still get fucked up.
Right.
But I get 3 of them.
right.
And I'm much more refreshed than just trying to choke down a 14, 15, 20%er just because it's a 20%er. Or whatever Dogfish Head 120 is, which is horribly chewy and
I'm
the
not a
first
big
time I ever
fan
got
of
that, no one told me what it was.
oh.
So I just thought it was like a double IPA. So I bought a 4-pack, drank 2 of them. I'm like, why is my face falling off my skull?
It's like, why does this
Never
come
had
with a
it.
fork?
Oh, dude, it's
I don't. Dogfish for what they're known
You know
for.
what,
I don't
hey,
like. I like their dark beers. I really
Yeah,
like. Their,
yes,
I like their dark
yes.
beers a lot. I
I'll
don't.
Google
I
it
don't like
really
their
quick.
IPAs.
I don't
at
like.
all.
I haven't liked the IPAs.
No.
What's
Google eats like
Palo-
a meal.
that Palo Alto? Or
That was awesome.
What's
yeah.
the Palo? Go what? What one?
it's Dogfish Head. It's Apollo
It's a wood from like San Francisco or something that they use. It's amazing.
Palo Verde?
No,
that's Arizona.
I have to look at it's amazing. It's awesome. It's
Ryan,
really
it's
good
an
beer.
IPA. It's 15 to 20%.
Wow. The 120.
Holy
The
shit.
Dogfish had 120.
Yeah.
But for me it's so super chewy and for an IPA because it's an IPA.
Chewy and bitter.
It's just yeah.
It's also one of those things when you get used to drinking hazies and like some of the doubles.
Juicy and fruity.
Yeah, you go back to one of those like those classic, like those more classic backbone IPAs. You're like, oh yeah,
Yeah, that was
I forget it's gonna knock my teeth out.
Is that a seasonal release? I don't think I've ever
120?
seen
No,
that.
it's
120.
not.
No,
It's
you can
regular-
you can get it here and
yeah.
there, and
Yeah.
like because they do that, they do the worldwide stout. It's also good.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
did like a vanilla. They did an oak aged barrel worldwide stout.
The
It's like
Grateful Dead. That's they do the. It's a great one.
Yeah,
and
that
that Witch's Brew or the Bitch's Brew. It's a
Bitch's
good-
Brew is awesome.
Awesome, really good. I love. They make really good dark beer. I just don't care for their IPAs, and that's what they're popular for. But I don't care for them.
Well, but a lot of the ones they're easily accessible, like the
Yeah,
the punk IPA,
yeah.
Sure.
and that, like they do the Hazy Jane, right?
Isn't
No.
that's Brewdog,
That's Brewdog.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm getting
which is awesome.
I'm getting confused, but I don't know. I think the 120 minutes pretty outstanding. They do it
Really?
'Cause
I can't. I
But
can't
you
do the
always
taste.
you like IPAs, and you're
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
up there. You
and
like the hop.
but like they do a 90, they do a 60,
Yeah.
and I've had a 30. It was either 30 or 45 minute. There's another one that's
Yeah.
lighter.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
also really good.
Those are okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just once you the 91, 20, anything over the 60, the 60's all right, but the 120, it just doesn't. I can't. I'll take that chewiness a little bit more from a stout, you know, from my oatmeal stout, from something like that. But from an IPA, man, I'm looking for crisp. I'm looking for some fresh.
Yep.
I am not looking to use a spoon.
In my IPA, yeah.
Yeah, it's not freaking, it's not Robitussin at that point. At that point,
So-
it's Robitussin.
What do you? There's a lot of these places, a lot of craft breweries that are going to the next phase, and
Distilleries.
because bourbon has been so big, and with women, bourbon's gotten kind of huge, which is really cool. But it's been so big now. You see a lot of craft breweries doing it. Have you guys had any? Because I've had a few, and it's just
I think they're
weak
too
and
young.
shitty.
I think they're too young
but,
right
you know,
now.
and they're throwing the vodka and gins out there. I've had some that are decent, but man, I
I'd
haven't
to
had
be-
any that's like, man, that's good shit.
No, not a lot. No, not some
And
of
I-
these
and
new ones that are dropping down. I need to try some more
Yeah.
because some of them are still just getting some shit out there. But I'm torn. I mean, it's great, but I'd rather go to some place like 1205, who that's what they
That's what
concentrate
they're
on.
doing. Yeah.
That's what they concentrate on. It's fine. I think the breweries that have started some distilleries need another year or two.
Yeah.
Just because.
And they're doing everything. It's like, okay, now
Yeah.
we have 15 liquors out. And it's like,
Yeah, it's like, whoa, how do you got 15 liquors out? Your distillery's been open for a year, which means you're not distilling, you're not barreling, you're not aging, you're not infusing properly.
if they're selling it, I guess.
Well, and they
gives a
are,
shit?
and they are,
They are,
and
but-
I get that, you know.
But I guess as a bourbon lover, and
But I
so
think
it's
what
like-
also here's the other thing I think brought that on. Some of the I should have researched it more, but my understanding was some of the distillery laws laxed during COVID to allow even breweries in
Yeah.
every place to make hand sanitizer.
yeah.
And so all of a sudden you used to have to basically brew in your basement and not sell and prove that this shit was not going to make you go blind for like a year or two for the government before you could do anything with it. I think some of the rules have changed, if I understand correctly. And so everybody's getting on the bandwagon, getting getting that cheap extended liquor license because they can right now. And so fine, they've got it now. But now they need to actually make it craft. They need to learn their craft at that point, not just let's just throw it through a
Bang out some
distiller
liquor
and we'll triple distill it through diamonds and other shit, because everybody else does it that way. So I think you've seen a lot of explosion in that during COVID because they were allowed to do extra things to try to compensate for not being able to, in-house dining and those kinds of things, and opening up the brew pubs and the tap houses and all that.
And what was it too? Was it Vice? Somebody did a documentary, like a real short thing, how 80% of America's whiskey comes from a plant in southern Indiana.
Oh, yeah. Coming
all the
yeah.
big names, it's all the same. It's actually all the
Yeah.
80 some odd percent of it is all the same liqueur.
Yeah,
And they distilled liqueur, and it's done in one big factory, and they just give it to everybody else, and then they do their flavors to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah.
But
No, it's all from one.
But all the aging
core.
So if like Ryan's neighborhood whiskey distillery opens up the end of the block, and they start out with 7-year aged, and you think, well, how the fuck did that happen? Was he in his basement for 7 years? No, he just contracted out, bought it,
Right.
did his own little twist on it, and that's fine. But then you have places like Indiana Whiskey down the street who have been open long enough, and they do now age their own stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Oh God. I need to. Did he ever release the rye proper? Remember the one we got? We got the samples. They got the early samples.
I don't
of?
believe he ever released a riot.
We have a bottle at work of their first run, their first year. They were out.
Of the corn, the white corn.
No, it was just their regular Indiana whiskey,
Oh,
their
yeah.
regular straight bourbon, and we've had it at work for 7 years now.
Charlie doesn't even own it anymore. It's
What?
completely different.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, he sold it.
Aw.
Never mind. Fuck them. Next subject.
So speaking of sellouts,
No, but that was the first
No.
time I ever wondered. I'm like, these guys first open. I'm like, so how do they have 7-year-old aged whiskey?
Mm-hmm.
And you do a little digging. I watched that little half an hour
Yeah.
blip thing and think, oh,
yeah,
Indiana, home to all the country's
but not even a lot. I mean, you're talking like Buffalo Trace. You're talking some of the big ones.
Yeah.
All use the same core liquor from one place that brews the starter batch,
It's,
basically.
what do they call it? Is it
MGB
MGB or
something like that.
I was gonna look it up, but
Yeah.
it's the biggest brewery. The biggest distillers all have. There's one big company that brews the base distillant. Yeah. Oh yeah. You didn't know? Yeah.
Yeah, look at your whistle pig.
Look at
bottle.
Southern
Yeah,
Comfort, man.
same-
Come on.
Well, and I forget, and I should have done a little research before I came over here, but there was he was on Dan Patrick, the guy who did, a guy just wrote a huge book about Pappy Van Winkle, the entire family,
Oh, yeah.
the whiskey, how it started. It just came out a couple of months ago, but he was talking about like what happened when their whiskey took off. Like it got like a 99 rating, and the next day it was worth so much money. But people like hate on these guys because they're like, you're charging so much. He's like, no, we charge the same price for everybody. It's the secondary market where they're like,
Right.
we want 10 grand for a bottle. And the guy who runs Pappy now, he's like, there's not a whiskey on the planet worth 10 grand a bottle, but people
Right.
are paying it for this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking before. I mean, there's beers that are going for hundreds of dollars when they. It's like holy shit, it's outrageous.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, people buy it. I mean, go for it if you can make the money off it. But
Sure.
it's crazy,
Oh yeah.
and it has nothing to do with it's like it's marketing and
It's marketing.
and
Yeah.
it's awesome when it happens for them. But
Oh, but dude, but every industry uses the same model. The sneaker community is the same way with Air Jordans and limited releases, like designer collaborations. Same thing with like that Supreme clothing brand. Same deal. If it's hard to get, people want it. Suddenly, it's whatever you can get for it. And to an extent, I'm fine with that. Like that's the game, man.
That's the market.
That's what makes it fun, though.
Sure.
If everybody could get chemtrail mix Dark Lord from last year, then it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Sure. Of course. And that's what it's there for. That's the marketing.
You know, if everybody could buy a 9-year-old Chrysler 300, then Ryan wouldn't have. Everyone's Ryan Douglas.
wouldn't end up in the back of the Ewing.
Warren, you're just hurtful.
Oh, just so mean. All right, where are we going? So we're keeping on our darkish.
We're so we've been on out of state, so we're gonna come into state, Indiana, and have some Metazoa.
I love
This
you.
is the
They have some great IPAs.
They do. Their florals are really good too. They've got some good.
yeah.
Their hibiscus. They had a hibiscus one too.
yeah.
They've got
Yeah.
a chamomile and a
Chamomile is
hibiscus
awesome. Yeah.
ones that have some great floral notes and everything to them. Very good.
This is a peanut butter milk stout, which
This is one of their.
hit or miss. I think people do peanut butter stouts. Some
Like it.
usually they get that nasty
Screwball.
Oh god! But that's you get the
Yeah.
flavoring out. You
Yeah.
get that,
Oh, look, it's all chemical and
Yep.
extract.
because some people use extract and then every once in a
that's
while.
the- get
Pat,
extract
delicious
stuff.
chemicals.
Yes,
Yes.
delicious.
There was a brewery that used to be in Lawton, Michigan, and it closed. I want to say 9 years ago. Like the owners went through a divorce, and that was the end of it. but they did a peanut butter stout. But the guy was not biochemist. He was some sort of in the sciences, but he developed a peanut butter stout that had no peanut butter in it, no extracts. But he said he had a blend of chemicals and adjuncts.
Oh, great!
But hey, we tasted it, and it tastes like you were drinking a Reese's peanut butter cup with booze in it.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. Then I'll take that. Yes.
Yeah. But he was real proud of the fact. He goes, if you have nut allergies, you can still drink this and enjoy it. And then they fucking close. So. Wah wah. Secret lost
Damn
of time.
scientists.
Yeah, right.
Damn scientists.
I do enjoy this one. I think this is a great peanut butter stout.
It's a very good one. Metazoa makes some really good stuff.
It's you definitely you get that real nice peanut butter nuttiness out of it, and it's not, you don't get the extract taste.
And that nuttiness really comes through on the finish too.
Yeah.
Is this on the porter, or is this the?
Huh?
Is this a porter? I can't remember if Puppy Slumber Party is a porter or it's
Stout.
very light.
Milk stout.
Okay. It's
Most
very
of the peanut butter
That's the
stouts
thing on this
I
one,
have
though.
come across as real flat.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
This is a milk stout, but it's not a heavy milk stout. That's why it's
No,
very
no, no.
light, which surprisingly for a milk stout. There's not. I'm guessing their grain bill's a little light on the lactose at least, which is fine. I don't like a lot of heavy lactose because it's almost an artificial creaminess.
You know what lactose?
I would rather them do the oats and the and that stuff
yeah.
and really get the true grain bill right rather than have to add lactose.
The more lactose you get, like when you have more lactose beers, sometimes it feels like that's a cover up a little bit. Like
yes,
because it always smooths out the finish. It always gives you that pleasing like thick mouth feel, that nice throat coat finish.
because you didn't get the grain bill right.
Yeah. But I mean, but people who do like not 450 North, but those sort of real fruity, double milkshake, Windmill comes to mind. Their stuff's amazing.
Yeah.
But you wonder a lot of times, what's this lactose covering for?
Yeah.
Right.
What did you do?
Or what would it taste like without the lactose?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
This is really good.
I think it's the same kind of thing of maybe making up for something they didn't get right in the grain bill. I'd rather have the oatmeal. I'd rather have an oatmeal stout, something that you can get that creaminess, that cereal aspect
Out of the
to
grain
it.
and out of that. Yeah.
Out of all that,
Yep.
that really gets that in there.
Yeah.
And not it's almost like they clarified this. Well, not this one, but it's almost like they clarify it wrong, and it's almost leaning towards a porter.
Yeah.
Which is why I ask sometimes the light stouts, and then they throw that in because they need to correct for it not having the right
And this
creaminess.
is a small like weird thing with me, but for places like Metazoa, I like it when the cans, like obviously their artwork, the labels are a little different, but when you see it on the shelves, you know exactly
You
hey,
know
look,
what it is.
Puppy Slumber Party.
you know who it's
You
from.
know who it's from
Yeah.
before you even you don't
Yeah.
have to see the name. You can know
Yeah,
it's
and a
from.
lot of breweries I really love, like craft breweries, are starting to change their labels a little bit, where something looks like this, something looks like this. So you
Good contrast.
Yeah.
So it pops out at you.
like 18th Street's another great example where like it's all different, but
Oh, dear God. That
you
know,
know,
artwork.
it's the same shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you can't tell what the hell it is.
No,
Yeah.
that one you can't.
well, it's like every
My buddy's got his fridge because he takes all the 18th Street labels off, and he has basically just wallpapered his garage fridge with those.
It's like you go to a metal festival and you're like, I don't know what these bands are. They all fucking look kind of the same.
Yeah.
They all scream. They all scream.
Yeah,
They're all
yeah.
screaming.
Yeah, but like this, especially for a smaller brewery like this where branding's important, it's like, all right, I know what this is going to be. This is going to be good.
Yep.
This is the first time I've had it. I've had all their IPAs. This is great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, they've got some good stuff, and I always like their animal, stuff.
Yep.
They're
Yep.
very dog friendly. The place is nice. Very, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
very
a
cool
good
place.
place to go.
Well, you also look at the can, you know what the ABV is, where to find it, the IBUs, like what
Clear.
there's a story on the end.
Where's it at?
I'm old. I don't like it so much
downtown
confusing
Indy.
stuff.
They're in downtown Indy. Yeah, straight up downtown Indy.
Yep, you can bring your animals there. It's animal friendly, and they donate so much per pint per can. Goes back to
They're all ASP, ASPCA and all that kind of stuff. So they're very big into all that.
awesome, and they make good beer.
Of course, little, just that. Well, that's the who cares about that?
Well, for somebody like Jerry, like you're always concerned about hop bitterness and like what it tastes like. They've got a sliding scale, so it's like there's bitterness is low bitterness, like flavor.
Okay, I really like that.
Yeah,
And then there's another scale there that says how much insulin you need after you drink that.
yeah,
one.
right.
For old people.
Call it like super dark.
But Warren is right. I mean, for someone that isn't playing the whole IPA game, I just don't.
To be fair, though,
I like the scale.
Yeah.
I'll just
I wish
to
everybody
be
put that on
fair
there,
though,
'cause-
the IBU part isn't it's still all about the brew, man. You can have a high IBU IPA that
Well, it is and it isn't. Like, but
don't
To a
disagree.
point.
But like Jerry hates. He doesn't like hobby beers. Doesn't like high IBUs. He likes the
But
soft
I've
stuff.
had high IBUs that taste soft and juicy.
Yeah, but
That's what I'm saying.
But for somebody who's hop sensitive though, like,
Okay.
and it's funny because whenever Jerry comes over, I always have like 6 something or others that I can give Jerry because he's like, "What do you have that's not hoppy?" And I'm like, "I have these 6 things, and this is all I have to offer you."
And he also says, "I'm ashamed of you."
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yes. As long as you don't go into the brewery and say, "Do you have any beer without hops?"
Yeah.
Yes, we have a seltzer,
But also, like, with how
but
much
it's probably got hops.
with how much beer is costing
We're gonna
these
need
days,
to see your vagina first.
like not everybody's adventurous as we all are, but you walk into a store like, am I going to gamble $16 on a 4-pack of 16-ounce cans that I don't know exactly if I'm going to love it?
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then you're out $16, but you're
Right.
stuck with 3 shelf turds or whatever happens.
right?
So for the anything you can do to educate the consumer on your can,
I do.
is
I wish
awesome.
everybody did that because I do like that. I wish everybody put that in the can just to give you an idea of what you're,
Yeah.
and yeah, maybe more
I think more
balanced, but-
people like me would try stuff if there was that available.
What if we had like how they have like the neighborhood yard sales, where the whole neighborhood gets in? It's like one day. What if you had like a neighborhood like beer yard sale? Just where everybody brings out you were talking about the 3 turd beer, shelf turds.
Oh yeah, bring it out.
Just one day, one big
Bring
giant.
out
Bring
your
out
dad.
your dad. All right.
Or like the farmers market, but for leftover beers
Right.
you have in yours that you don't like, but somebody else might like. What if could you put together or is there a legality problem there with
with me, those,
trading and selling? I don't know.
Those beers are always like the desperation beers. Like it's late in the evening, you've run out of good stuff.
Yep, I get it.
Tongue's roached. I'm like, well, I'll do these distilled wild sours. I don't give a shit. Whatever.
This one's got cat litter in it.
But like, take this. Like, all right, so
Fantastic.
this M43. Like, if you look at it, you're not a real craft beer guy. You don't know that. You know what you're looking at.
Right. Yeah.
You do, Brendan,
Yeah.
like Ryan, Brad, everybody, Jerry. We all know, like, all right, boil hops. There's Calypso, Amarillo, Citra. We kind of know what we're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just, I've got $20. I want to get something exciting. You don't
Yeah.
fucking know what this means,
Right.
Yeah.
So, I think Metazoa does a great job just trying to educate the consumer. And there are a lot of breweries that do that, where they say,
Yeah.
okay, this is what it is. And I know a lot of wine people are getting into that, like wines are doing it because wine companies realize nobody knows shit about this.
Yeah. If you want to get it out there, quit being snobby about it.
Yeah, the more you
and
educate the consumer.
educate your regular drinkers. There's 9,000 kinds of wine out there. You need to educate them a little bit.
Yeah, we laughed before the show started, Ryan and I, but when we first started in our craft beer infancy, confused KBS from Founders, which at the time was hard to get, with Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale.
Oh, yeah.
Which is an entirely different Business Park in New Jersey monster.
Oh, yes.
But we didn't know. We
Right.
I was like, oh, it's KBS, Kentucky Breakfast Style. I'm like, it's KBS, same thing.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No, it's true though. Yeah.
I actually bought a 4-pack of that Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Stout. Or Bourbon Barrel
Still
Ale.
in his bath. Still
No.
in his cellar.
I left it here, and Ryan used to cook sausage the next day. He texted me, he was like, I'm sorry I used your KBS to cook sausage with. And I was like, no. But then it turns out it was a $12.99 4-pack that anybody could get. So I was mistaken. He was mistaken. We were all mistaken.
But hey, you had bratwurst.
No, we did. Oh. Yeah, good food comes from the Douglas kitchen.
That it does.
Sometimes. Usually Brennan's. Just kidding. I'm just giving you shit, Ryan. All right. It's been a good night.
No, we gotta take a break and we gotta go.
We're kind of done with this one.
No, we gotta end with a
No,
nail.
no, we're done.
No, we gotta end with a nail.
Okay, fine. You're gonna put
Unless you
one
wanna
more
do-
nail in the
gotta
coffin.
end with that.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
You
look
don't-
at that.
You don't want to end with a nail?
No,
End with a
we'll end with
nail.
one more nail. All right. Cheers. We'll be right back.
Quick 5.
This is Jessica from Digital Wolf, and you're listening to Blind Pig's Confessions.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, good.
Oh, good.
Good.
Wir
We
möchten mehr Bier.
got a lot of good beers tonight.
We have
Had a
had a lot
good,
of good
good
beers.
stout night.
I can tell. Brennan's face is like a fundraising thermometer. If we reach the top, it's nice and red. Like, congratulations to the community. We've raised enough funds. We made it.
You should see him when we do IPA nights. It's just all red.
Jameson get the.
Yeah. He gets a stripe.
There's actually a line.
Yeah, there is.
Oh,
Ryan
yeah.
gets it too. But it's like
Yeah,
we look
both
like
of
fucking
them.
raccoons we're drinking.
I'm done.
I don't know what it is. It's got to be something we're allergic to. But yeah, or no, it's wild turkey. The
We
straight
used to
wild
get it, but I
turkey.
haven't had it in a long time.
Look like
really?
you got your Indian war paint on at that
Yeah,
point.
it's weird. Not the 10, but
The
just
Firewater.
The normal. I don't know.
It was the 101. It was the 101, but I drink it now and doesn't do anything.
The Wild Turkey 101.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. That's decent. I like the Wild Turkey 101.
And we just got
Wild
immune to it.
Turkey
after
101
finding
is a classic.
Yeah, it's great.
Amazing.
Oh hell yeah.
And rare breed you can't beat.
No. Yeah.
Have you been down to the new the Fatbird, the new restaurant down South Bend?
I can't
Fat-
wait.
Fat
I'm
Burger?
Dying to get Fatbird.
Fatbird.
Oh.
Oh no, that's what's his name's place,
Yeah.
right?
Alan,
Yeah.
yeah. From the Crooked U.
It looks.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah, they have that.
He opened his
Yeah.
own restaurant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you go down there. There's the ham and turkey, and
No
it's
shit.
a can of hams and a shot of wild turkey.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we
why
gotta
don't
get down there.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, we should have.
It's Southern comfort food.
Yeah.
They opened up just about 2 months ago.
Yeah. Yep.
It
If
is.
that.
It
I
is
think they just opened it.
incredible.
I still love him for introducing my favorite
Pete Monster.
Pete
Fuck
Monster.
yeah.
But yeah, the food looks just amazing. We gotta get in there and
That would
Where
be
is it,
nice.
Warren?
chow
It's
down.
it's in the old. It's right next to the Morris. Right there.
Oh,
on the
no
corner.
shit.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
the Crooked U get a new chef then?
No, he's doing that, and he has his pizza place in Sister Lakes.
He's
What
doing
the
both.
fuck?
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, last time I read him, I'm like, so what, do you just fucking hate sleep? He's like, I'm running pretty hot right now. Like, but if you ever get a chance to go to Fatbird in South Bend, like, the food is incredible.
Yeah.
They do their, the Cuban sandwich is one of the best I've ever had.
Really?
They do a hot Nashville chicken
They got
sandwich.
yes, they got the hot. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yep.
they have grilled wings, but it's real simple.
Is it the
Yeah.
same Cuban that he was making at the
No,
Crooked U?
no, it's
Okay.
amped up.
it's amped up, but they also, like, between the bar, the beers they have craft cocktails. It's hard to explain, but it's really simple flavors and simple dishes that
Which
are
is
done
fine.
Just done
really
right.
fucking well.
This is all you
Yeah.
need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, you throw too many ingredients in the beer. You
Yeah,
throw
right,
Too many ingredients
right.
in the food.
Exactly.
Now,
Unless you have the most refined motherfucking palate, and most of those people are blowing it out of their ass that they can taste. Oh yeah, I can taste all that. It's bullshit.
I wish we'd
It
invite
really
him over
is.
the show now because I'm kind of wondering if we need to go in there because
Uh-uh.
if they're going to change because it's a small menu, which is awesome, and
Be
because
awesome.
they're doing it well. But I wonder if he's going to change it up. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's going to.
Oh, yeah.
Because I figured he's just going to keep changing and put every
Yeah,
6
that's
months or
great. I
something.
mean, he was spectacular at
Oh, yeah.
Crooked U. Yeah. I mean,
Well, he's
I think
still
great. I'd love to support him because
Yeah, he's-
Alan was great.
he's still the chef at the Crooked U, but he consults for the menu at Fiddler's. He has his own pizza place in Sister Lakes, Michigan, called Propaganda Pizza, and they do handcrafted artisan pizzas that are amazing. They have gluten-free options in the middle of Sister Lakes, which is like who would ever have that? And then he has Fatbird downtown.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, Alan makes me feel like a lazy piece of shit.
Well,
It's
yeah.
like, I'm like, well, I've done my show. Time to go home, kick my belly up, and, watch the first 48 for 4 hours before I go to bed.
Meanwhile, he's like, oh, I got to go to my other restaurant.
Yeah.
And then my other restaurant. And then my other restaurant. Fuck you.
Yeah, hey, we should plan something down there in a couple,
should.
in a couple
That'd
of
be
months.
awesome.
Yeah,
We should.
for
That'd be
sure.
awesome.
I'll set it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the last nail.
All right, so
So-
we're going to...
Putting the nail in the coffin. This is the 2017 Rusty Nail, and it's the same. It's it's oatmeal with licorice and cinnamon bark, but this is the 2017 because beer matters.
Yes.
And so we're gonna see how this
I
one
feel like I taste the
differs.
licorice.
And I
in
wanted to
it.
stop with this. I mean, I want to end with this one just because we had the 2019, just see if we see any difference in the flavors.
I do.
Yeah.
I taste the licorice in this one more.
Really?
Yes. Even with all the other stuff
I can
I've
smell
drank,
it.
I get the licorice in this one much more.
I agree, Pat. And honestly, for me, I like the first one better than this because of that. This is just a little more
too much licorice for you?
Yeah, yeah.
See, I love the black licorice stuff. I like the licorice. It's my dad loves it too.
Yep.
Especially the all you had before used to be the Twister,
Anise and-
Twizzlers, whatever, shitty.
Yeah.
But now you get the good Australian, like the soft black licorice. That's
Yeah.
my
Yep.
dad's favorite thing. Apparently, you can die from that too if you eat too much.
Yeah, black licorice.
Apparently,
you sure
there's
can.
some guy who died because he ate like 4 pounds of it or whatever. I'm like, well, I might have just been diabetes, but but yeah. So I do like the licorice. I like this. This has much more flavor to it.
It does. And I'm not getting the more licorice. I'm getting
I
more
am.
bourbon out of this one.
I'm getting
getting more of
less.
the
I
bourbon
get
burn.
less bourbon on the
I'm
nose
getting more bourbon burn now.
and more licorice.
Yeah, you're right. Pat, it's funny. I
Yes.
didn't taste licorice at all in the 2019, but this
No.
one you get a little bit of it.
I think the bourbon has settled. I think the bourbon barrel has
Wow,
part.
see,
The
I
bourbon.
get more bourbon out of this.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
I'm still not getting licorice.
Really?
Just a hint. I get it's there, but
Oh, I can
see,
full on.
I get more of the bourbon burn.
I
out of
like this. I just like the
I
other
think it's-
better.
I got the burn.
And I can
got
understand
the
if you're not a
licorice off the
flavor-
first one.
But
not
it's
this one.
interesting that you see that difference in flavor, right?
But again, it could be because
Yeah,
our
maybe a little
palates,
bit.
But
our
palates are
palates have
different.
been a little
That's what it's-
different and
Yeah.
muddled a little bit on some of the other stuff, I guess. But
No, just,
I am getting
people
more.
pick up different things. So
Yeah.
I didn't pick up licorice in either one. I mean, a little bit on this one.
But this is also a really fun stout because it's not hard to get. It's not impossible to come by. It's not outrageously priced, but it still gives you all you want in a bourbon barrel aged stout with a couple of adjuncts to
with-
keep things kicking.
without the horrible bourbon burn,
Yeah.
there's no burn
No,
there on the
no.
bourbon. It's mellowed. I think this has got to be an
I-
easily sellerable beer.
Oh
for,
yeah,
for
yeah,
a
yeah,
few
definitely.
years,
Yeah.
easily, and not lose anything without.
And it's been sitting for a few years, and I'm getting a little bit more stickiness out of this one. And I'm
Yes.
actually getting the bourbon out of this one.
It
and
is thicker.
It
It does
is.
taste chewier.
It's still absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, it's weird because I do. It's basically the same beer, but you're getting definitely different flavors out of that, and
Oh yeah.
For sure.
it's
Have,
deeper.
have there been
everything
any
is-
stouts you guys have had where it aged worse?
I have. I can't remember what it was.
I'm trying to think. I think we had we had it on a show where like, oh my god, that one. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
I can tell you who it is, and,
Oh, yeah, we
and I
don't
don't
wanna
want
talk
to
about-
say
all
it.
right, we don't
Well,
wanna talk
one of the ones
That's
that
the problem because
yeah.
one of the ones that that sticks out to me is we did a 4-year vertical at KBS from Founders, and the first 2 years of any 4-year vertical of KBS are great, but the flavors, all of them, the coffee, the chocolate, the booze, it all falls off so fast after that.
really after 4, after 2.
After 2, and we
really?
talked to, I think it's Adam Weber. He was a rep for Founders for a long time. He was telling us about KBS.
Adam
and-
Lepper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was telling us why. He said that when Founders sells a barrel-aged stout of any variety, they intend you to drink it then. It's not like
Sure.
Bourbon County where like ages well up to 5,
Right.
bottle conditions for 5 years. They say
Right.
we've done the aging, it's time to drink now. But that also let me think, all right, well if I've got 3 or 2 year KBS in the cellar, CBS, same deal. Drink it, pound it, do it. And I brought a DKML. We're going to drink after the show's over from 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That may have fallen off a little bit.
Right.
But their stuff is intended to drink now
Interesting.
when you get it.
Okay.
And Crooked U did it was a Friend of the Devil barrel aged stout last summer, and they handed it to me. They said, "Drink one now, but save one because this this ages on the shelf particularly well." So I think it's just doing a little bit of research. But some stuff is great. Some stuff is you're ruining your beer.
Yeah.
You're sitting on it to ruin it.
Yeah.
Although I wonder on some of them, how do they know
How do
it
they know?
ages well?
I know that's what I'm
It's
like.
brand fucking new beer.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
what I
like
was
they've
just
had it
thinking.
in the
Exactly.
cellar for 3
Yeah.
years already.
'Cause there's some stuff that say
so-
drink this in 2 years and don't let it go more than
Yeah.
Some of them will tell you that, and like, how the fuck they know that? But I mean, I don't know. But
The only thing I can think is they brewed it in their garage as a as a one-off and let it sit, and that was
Mm-hmm.
before they really threw it into production, and so they tested that. And I hope they do. That'd be great if that's but then you look, it's like, oh, that brewer's only been around for a year.
But I think a lot of it falls into your personal palate. Like, let's say that Pat hates the really hot bourbony heat.
Yes.
You buy a 4-pack of something, and you're like, it's too hot. The longer you
I will
let
let it
sit,
sit.
Right.
yeah, that heat ages off. But then, you do a little more drinking, a little more research, and you find out that
I research every weekend.
but like coffee's usually the next. Like bourbon goes first. That's the first flavor to fall off.
Yes.
Then coffee goes. Then the cocoa nibs fall off. You're kind of left with sort of like the whispers of what was.
Right.
But I've also found like sometimes with like that DKML, the booze falls off and that caramely rich malty backbone comes out, which is another layer of appreciation. So I always like to buy 2 things, like 2 of everything. Keep one.
One I can
Yeah.
throw, one I can drink now,
Yeah.
and then one I can, if I can control myself, wait.
Yeah.
It's hard with beer. I mean, I can hang on to a bottle of whiskey but a beer, it's a beer. I want to drink it. It is hard. I got some in cellaring, but it's hard because it's a beer. I want to drink it.
Yeah.
Well, I almost brought a 2020 Dark Lord because
Why did you almost drink
Well,
one? Come
no,
Because he doesn't like us that much.
no,
Thank you. Thank you,
no.
Jerry.
I wanted to wait because I think it's just going to get better. But this year, the regular Dark Lord, I think, was the best they've ever done. Because
Really?
you're supposed to get it in a typical year without COVID in May, March, somewhere in that neighborhood, and they always told us, coming up that
Now it comes with COVID?
yeah, right.
I was gonna say you're supposed to get it without COVID.
Well, no, but pre-COVID,
I know.
the festival happened.
The order of your words.
The festival happens around Mother's Day, and then they always told us keep them till Thanksgiving. That's when it'll be best.
Yeah.
And a lot of people like soy sauce is very heavy, but this year's Dark Lord is incredible. But I've got one from this year, one from last year that I'm going to do for the next Blind Pigs get together.
Yeah.
And we're going to do
like it.
a back-to-back because they drink, I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did, but they drink entirely differently from 2019 to 2020.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, like it almost felt like the 2020 ones because we had one that weekend. We got it back in November. Fucking incredible. It drank.
Wow.
It was great. It was one of the best
shit.
drinking stouts I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
Without
And-
having to leave it sit.
Yeah, because Dark Lord Day is supposed to happen in May.
It had already sat.
So
But they
It had already
kept
sat.
it. But it's incredible. And the weird thing they do, and we'll do it when we do the show, is that typically they put the label on the beer, wax it, and that's the end. They 3D printed or screen printed the label on a bare bottle all the way up to the tip top, and then waxed it. So there's no paper label.
Oh.
Oh, no
yeah, you gotta
shit.
keep the bottle on that
Well,
one.
they put a clear plastic sleeve on it to protect it so the paint
Yeah.
doesn't scrape off. But you take the plastic off, and you've got a Dark Lord art bottle that goes all the way to the
nice.
top.
Oh,
yeah, it's
yeah.
pretty great.
That's
Now
awesome.
I feel like a huge dick for not bringing one tonight.
well,
Like,
yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Huge
We all
dick.
think the same thing.
It's okay. We feel the same way.
But so the next time the pigs are north, we're gonna do
Hell yeah.
2019, 2020, and then
Right.
you guys can make a plant run of the bottle or whatever. But I was impressed, and as much as you miss those giant beer festivals, there was something because the finances this year were so awful. There was something nice about being able to just go get your beer and leave
Yeah.
without spending like an extra $200 in other
Yeah.
tastings and food.
Yeah. But it's a fun day.
we
When
did get our
when
one.
you're
Oh,
making
my
a
God.
day out of it. I mean,
Dude, no, it was the best. Like Dark Lord's, it's been my favorite beer festival for 10 years now. But it was also nice because this year's been financially trying to just be like,
Yeah.
because my wife won Goose Island Bourbon Prop Day tickets. But this year there was no festival, there's no prop day, there's
Right.
no hotel. You drive into the city, don't get out of your car, honk
Pick it up.
twice,
Yep.
pick it up, and fucking leave again.
Yeah.
For this year, it was all right, man.
You gotta love that it's Goose Island and you honk twice.
Yeah, right.
I'm done.
Good night, everybody. I'm here all week. Try to sort
Yeah,
Do
it.
you, wait,
Blue show starts at 10.
is it a Canadian? Do you Canadian hunker? It also sounds like you're just like going behind the 7-Eleven and talking to the guy. Honk, honk.
Oh, dude, it was
give me
super
that.
weird. Yeah, you pull in the United Center
It
parking
seems
lot.
creepy.
You show your license and you show your receipt. They tagged your rear view window or your rear view
You
mirror.
get a car wash too?
Oh, dude, and you pull around. They're like, second stall. You get your they pop the trunk. They put it in. You leave. It was weird.
It seems rather.
That's cool.
But also this year, like I couldn't afford to spend $800 in a Chicago weekend, so it
Yeah.
worked out.
Yeah.
It seems rather sketchy. Open your trunk.
Oh, on
okay.
paper? Oh, yeah. Because I know we talked about
Not that one.
the last time we was here. They did that vintage Dark Lord release back in June, and that was like same deal. Roll up, honk your horn, open your bag, put it in, social distance, mask. My back was wide open. They put it all in. Guys. All
I
in.
feel like that's your normal Friday night.
Saturday morning, Sunday too.
You know,
Monday if I've been drinking, you know.
ladies of the evening.
Right?
You're doing Game of Thrones. Shame, shame, shame.
I don't get it.
It's okay.
All right, it's been an awesome night, guys. I think Fremont. Thank you. I have really Metazoa, Fremont, Perennial, and
Yeah. What else do we have? Did we have?
No, that was our.
And
beer,
also
yeah.
Steve's Cocaine Depot. Thank you very much.
Yes. God bless you.
Just pull around back and honk twice.
Wouldn't be here without Steve. We probably should mention Maplewood, right?
Yeah.
We've been drinking Maplewood in between as we're doing some.
I've been drinking M43 in between.
Absolutely.
Is that the chili? That was my favorite one.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was really good.
Perennial, yeah.
I didn't know how. Yeah, I didn't know how it was going to be. It was a 2022.
Nice and subtle.
Yeah.
Nice and subtle.
Yeah, I get the smokiness. Yeah, I liked it.
And generally, if a brewery puts a bottle this big out, like it's gonna be all right.
Yeah, hopefully, usually.
Yeah,
Not always.
usually.
Not always.
Here we go.
No.
Are you saying size matters, Warren?
Oh, size does matter.
It depends on how you sell it.
You've never had a big bear.
Marketing matters.
I got the meanest 4.5 inches in the Midwest.
It happens. All right.
Hey.
All right, guys. Thanks for a good show.
Hey, thanks for coming down, you guys. Or coming up.
BPC North. That's what we do. All right. Cheers.
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 Yeah.
Cheers.
Met you in a haze of days, a deja vu, blazing down the avenue, trying to make a buck or two. You said you had nothing to lose, amazed and knew you were telling truth, so we blamed the days and drove out to something new. Live on a holiday stay. What we grew in the fields is what we ate. Wasn't enough to satiate the hunger in our souls. So I drank the blended cactus and you set up on the road. Where are we going? No one really knows. But in the past you never failed to follow me. Roosters crowing, it's time for you to go. I can hear a freight train whistle and left you with the jug of wine in the Louisville Strip. It was Easter time with the banjo clips and the back upon his line. A tin of tobacco, a bag of rice, a nomad's grip on a state of mind. You smiled back, knowing this was not goodbye. Now the rails looking far out. Had a close shave at the building his Billy Cloud. You followed through with being insane and dove into the country's veins. Risked it all for a better look. Lost it back to write the book. Where are we going? And no one really knows. But in the past you never failed to follow me. Roosters crowing, it's time for you to go. But if you find the truth, you bring it back to me. Roast headed, fell to hell, drowned inside a wishing well. Caught a bus back home with a tale too tall to tell. Glassy eyes in a darkened mind, he sat completely paralyzed, like a ghost who'd lost his grip on the grave.